Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming. Welcome. We appreciate your time, your energy, and your presence. I know there's a lot of places in the world where you could be. So thanks for sharing this space with us. This is for learning, sharing wins, asking questions, and just building community together from this beautiful jump off point that we all share, which is our love for ourselves and for each other, for the planet, and for the body. And how we address all of this is through many forms of healthy living and lifestyle. But today we're here to dial in on regenerative superfoods. So my name is Alison, and I'm so blessed to be here because life is full and it's busy, it's bustling, and we are on the move. We are on the up. So I can only wish the same for you. The title of today's talk is The Art of Disruption. Hey, Ashley. Thanks for joining. So, the title is The Art of Disruption. So, I know when we think about disruption, it often can feel like it has a negative tone to it. And I had a really great conversation yesterday with a dear friend, and I was learning about what disruptors are, and disruptors are actually agents of change. So you can come into any environment or situation, an ecosystem, a a system itself, and you can disrupt it with your goodness, with your light, with something new, new information, new input, new frequency. So if you think about a home, it has a system to it, and introducing a new energy, it will disrupt the system, hopefully to a new level of living. So if you think about the home within the body, this is a system in itself. Thanks, Rita. You're a disruptor too, sister. I see you. So the home within the body, the internal terrain, this is actually the core, right? Life force, energy, chi. Think about what happens when we bring a new energy, a new force in, how it could disrupt. And what I also would love to tack into this word disrupt or disruption, it's the change, but and what is change? It's uncomfortable, it's new. And to be able to adapt to disruption, I need to make an adjustment. My body, the insides will need to adjust to something new, but often through challenge, the character is built, we learn new information, and usually what's on the other side of change, no matter how painful or uncomfortable it is, it's always a new chapter, and it's usually a better one. At least it has been for me. So why I wanted to talk about disruption is because a little over 2 years ago, when I found these regenerative superfoods, it wasn't something that I had really articulated out to the universe that I wanted, but I had been looking for a change, and I was living a good life, but there was a bit of a vibration of like, okay, maybe this is as good as it gets. This is the thing. And you can kind of get lost in your own life, going through the motions and maybe checking off boxes for other people, or wearing the hats that you've been told you should wear. And so what I love about the idea of disruption is actually it's an awakening. It's very sobering when something calls you into your own life and you actually need to square up with it, right? Square up with ourself first before I can even square up with others. So a healthy communication with self, when something's disrupted, it gets everybody's attention. Everything in the environment stops and has to change and conform. Is this something we want to keep here? Can we work with it? Or does it need to be pushed out? So what I love about these superfoods coming into my life, and therefore my family's life, a little over 2 years ago, just complete game changer. And I never would have thought it would have led me to who I am right now, the woman that I love and am coming to know even more, but also who I am becoming. So it's not only lit my body and my mind up on a higher frequency, and my emotional life, my spiritual connection, right? Just my presence. It's introduced me to a whole community of people all over the world. Some of the faces I'm seeing here, some who have become my best friends, first maybe virtually, but then in person. And then I love not only what I get to do with incorporating the foods into my family's lifestyle, because we want to live. Like, we're done with the dying and the destruction and all the things. Not to say that we're perfect, but it's really about, where are you going? What are you building? Who are you building with? And maybe that's your backyard garden that you love, and that's your peaceful place. So everybody's happy place looks different. But what I can say is the food came in for me first. My husband started stealing stuff out of my magic box, which is this beautiful 30-day protocol that everyone just does all of this. There he is. Everyone does all the hard work for you. And it's why I love this. It's disrupting the system, if you ask me. So we have all different types of systems in the world. And for me, I'm talking to you from 13 years of sobriety, so very actively engaged in finding the best version of myself constantly. And I'm never going to stop because I love the work. But there's a lot of dysfunction in the world, and why I love not only these foods, but the system that's been created through people extending their hands out to each other and actually meeting in conversation and talking about bettering themselves, and then the space around them, the people, the communities that they serve. For me, that's disrupting the system, a larger one, which may be, whether it was intentional or not, how did we get here? It's taking power back into our own hands. It's accountability. It's personal responsibility. For me, my life is my life. It is up to me how full I want to make it and who I'm going to share it with. And then if I get the chance to be a parent or a mentor or a teacher, how can I carry that message to them about, first and foremost, love yourself. The quality of your love will only ever be as good as what you can give yourself. So I started with me, my family, and then from out there. And what's amazing about this is not only did I start feeling better, thinking clearer, performing better, it started raising the vibration in our life and really calling in the people that I had been searching for, the people I want to share, this beautiful life. And it goes by fast. So I'm talking about regenerative superfoods. I'm talking about the beauty and the simplicity of supporting regenerative farmers, these OG gangster farmers. The reality of the world is kids don't want to be farmers anymore. We have a depletion, but everybody still needs to eat. So we have a depletion in the economy of how we can serve, how we're creating our food and get it out to the masses. And so what I love about this company, Purium, is anyone or anything, hopefully in alignment, can partner with it and make it theirs, bring it into their lives, and then help other people do the same. And I believe that we could disrupt a system that is overwhelmed and burdened with sick people kind of going through the motions of their life and never maybe really meeting their own purpose or the people that they were meant to share this little bit of time with. So I love this food for what it does. The function of it, it's functional medicine. Let food be thy medicine. I love what it does for the people and connecting the right ones together who want to disrupt and create change. And I love what it could mean for the bigger picture of actually tending to the longevity of the planet, the health of the soil for future generations. Because I'm not only taking care of me, my kids, my grandkids, people coming behind me. What I learned about being a good guest whenever you are traveling or you're staying somewhere is leave the place better than you found it. That's a good model. So that, to me, is this model. It's food with ancient wisdom, but it's just been streamlined with innovation and modernization so we can get it in quickly and routinely. The beauty and the transformation comes from the routine and the consistency of doing this, just like brushing our teeth twice a day, working out the body, tending to our projects, giving time to our relationship so the relationship can grow, relationship with self and others. So it's food, but it's so much more than food. It's people, so much more than people. It's the planet, and then it's beyond. So that's a quick intro of why I am in love with what we're talking about here today. So if anybody wants to jump on, give a quick share or ask a question, I welcome your voices into this discussion or conversation. And just go ahead and just jump off of mute anytime.
Alison, I wanted to chime in. My name is Jocelyn. I am from up near, I don't know if you guys can see it back here, but we're an aesthetic and wellness practice, and we host Wellness Wednesdays every beginning of the first Wednesday of the month. Now, second Wednesday of the month. We had one starting back in January, and a patient was able to join our event. She tried out a couple samples, went home with some information. Fast forward a couple months now, we're into April. She comes in and she's like, hey, I was really looking into this. I really want to give it a try. She, like you mentioned, Alison, she wanted to change. She wanted to change her life. And I went over it with her. I told her that what I really like about this is it kind of sets up a routine for you. And, this is a subscription. So this is set up so that, you have your 30 days and then you continue so on. So she agreed to it. She had her HSA card, purchased it right then and there. And yeah, now she's on the right path.
Love that. Great to hear from you, Jocelyn. And I see someone really cool sitting next to you. Did she want to jump in on this too? Who's that?
So this is Ashley here. Ashley actually wasn't here that day. That was actually, all me and the patient. I know she's had a couple of success stories herself too, so I'll pass it over to Ashley.
Thanks, Josh.
Oh, wait, Ashley, you're a little far from the mic. Could you get a little closer so we can hear you, or I can't hear you very well?
Can you hear me better?
Better,
Okay,
yes.
great,
Thank you.
great. So I was just telling Jocelyn, kudos to her for hosting these wellness days and just jumping right in. And she remembered that patient, and then the patient also came back in, and then she followed up with her after the weekend. So I felt like she did a beautiful job at continuing to really hone in on the patient's vision of what the patient wanted for themselves, which is transformation. Not only in like the mind, but the body too, right? So Jocelyn was really doing her follow up and follow through with this patient. And I'm glad she didn't let up because that's what led to her wanting to commit. With that though, I mean, I think I'm on my 6 months. I'm on my 6 months now. That's crazy with Purium. And so, I still notice a change in just the way I feel with my mind, the way I think and the way I move. And a lot of times with how busy I am with work, I don't always get to prioritize myself. And so sometimes I don't get to be disciplined in the area of like being able to work out or find time like that. But as I've always continuously tell Alison, where I feel like I get to still feed myself or my soul, right, is the ability to know that I'm taking care of myself by what I'm putting into my body, which is Purium and other things that I know are good for me. That's very important. Yeah.
Actually, I do want to add on to that because I don't know if it's, can you guys hear me okay? Yeah.
Yes.
We had a patient who I think she was on it. It was like her second month on it. And she came back for a treatment. And she was like, you know what? I just got my blood work done and whatever was the blood work that she was getting done, she said that it drastically changed. And her doctor was like, oh my God, like what have you been doing? Like, why is this so good? So that was really exciting to hear in office that she can see that it's actually working. And then I haven't seen her since then. So next time she comes in, I'm going to ask her how she's been feeling, all of that. But it was so cool just to see it in her blood work.
Love it. Thank you, ladies. So, Josh, to jump off of your share, thanks for highlighting that we're now covered by HSA and FSA. So, if anyone's paying attention to the world at large, like the information is changing. We are in the age of information, but the healthcare system, people's awareness around food and how, for me, this box, which here's the magic box, this is your disruptor in paper. So the box disrupts because it comes in and it gives me power. So I don't need to lean on medical systems so much, or coffee to give me energy, which I found out isn't actually energy. It's just numbing out my receptors. So my body's not saying, actually, you're tired. So it's just, the learning just goes and goes and goes. It's, for me, this is all about empowerment. So like empower the self. What we do here is we'd love to make beautiful things and lead you to it. And if that's where you want to stop, great. We're happy to help you there. But if you want to learn some more, educate yourself, educate your community, we can really create further impact and therefore change. So thanks for talking about that. Great follow through, Jocelyn. And I love seeing the two of you sit together because I got to spend some great time with you. And these are my new besties. This med spa is so much fun to hang out in. So talk about vibration, man. And then when you get a bunch of empowered women around each other, watch out, world. Okay. And so, Ashley, I just want to talk about what you mentioned about having a healthy baseline for yourself, because I can totally relate to that, because the world's going to throw all kinds of imbalance our ways. That's the fun, creative part, right? But if I know I've got a baseline, I've got like my core set taken care of, when things veer me off, it's much easier for me to return rather than just totally flying out into, the great unknown. So thank you, ladies. Love those shares. Would anybody else like to jump in and throw something into the mix? I see your hand, Rita.
Yeah, hi. Thanks, ladies. And I love this conversation and this topic today. Thank you so much, Allison. And yeah, I'm so grateful. This came into my life 6.5 years ago, and it disrupted and changed everything for the positive in the most beautiful way, from family system to food to doing the impossible. I was told I wouldn't get back to normal activities, told I wouldn't get back to those passions and athletics. And guess what? These superfoods supported me in a way that nothing else did, after trying literally everything, turning over every stone. And it's because of the quality, it's because of the mission, Dave and Amy, the way that they're growing, the regenerative farmers. It's really that quality, and that quality is everything, right? And in such a fast-paced world, as you're talking, it's hard to find quality today. It's hard to find quality in anything. Things aren't necessarily built to last. They're built to to maximize profit, right? And this is stands against anything, and I've never seen a business like it. Just the authenticity and the integrity from the packaging to the way it's grown to everything, to the business model and the community. So just like you, this has been a family, this has been a hub, a home, a community. And I've had so much transformation in ways that I truly didn't know were possible. So I just want to shout out Dave and Amy for holding the vision, and this community for passing the torch and passing it forward, because I can't imagine where my life would be if this had not been introduced to me. And also, I don't take it for granted, right? Like, I've been so blessed and lucky to have this as a daily part of my life for over 6 years, but I don't take it for granted, because the days that I don't have these amazing superfoods in my life, I notice it. I notice a difference. And again, it's that quality. So thanks so much for this community, this call, this topic, this conversation. And yeah, just super, super grateful.
Thank you, Sister Rita. Rita is one of my favorite people to have met on this very wide team. What I've found in being with people like you in the Purium community, not only loving the food, but finding our voices in it, right? Because what you're putting out there, your messaging, your voice, your tone, that's all it's all communication, calling in what you're asking for. And for maybe many of us, if we grew up in a survival state or existed in that space for a really long time, like I have been through some hardcore things. I'm 42. I'm a little over 13 years sober. I traveled to some hard places and lost some people I really loved. And I just had an awakening recently that I'm like, wow, I am coming out of a survival state. That's a long time. So what happens when the nervous system, which you're the nervous system queen, Rita, shifts into a different place of not just trying to keep up to catch the end of the train, of actually really being here and being in the power of creation. So I get that download from you when you speak, and thank you for sharing. Anybody else want to jump on, give us one more?
I'll go. Hey everyone, my name's Chad. And thank you for inviting me, Allison. And thank you for talking about, disruption. You definitely disrupted my world, so I appreciate that. And then when you brought the Purium products in, at first I was like, no, no thanks. And like you already said, eventually I was stealing out of your box, and then I started getting into it. But it changed everything about looking into this type of nutrition. It disrupted even the way I thought about what healthy was, what healthy food was. I didn't know anything about regenerative farming or anything like that. I didn't know too much about organic. I just knew it was more expensive. Um, and so I got to learn about all this stuff, through you and with you and, on my own, to the point where now, it's totally shifted everything. Rather than sitting in front of a computer all day, which I still have to do some. I mean, I still have work to do, and I still have to sit in front of a computer, and I still have to do things like that. But now I got like 1,000 square foot garden and organically garden and starting to grow our own stuff. Not that we could get everything from Purium if we needed it, but it's just starting to learn how to do it our own. And I'll tell you this, learning to grow our own food makes me appreciate the people that do it so much more. It's unbelievable and it's beautiful how it happens. It's this tiny seed and it grows into this beautiful plant that's nutritious for me and everything like that. But it's not easy, and it just makes me appreciate everything that Rita said, like from the farming to how it even gets to our doorstep. All that process in between, because that's a big step. So yeah, the disruption, my world has definitely been disrupted in a good way. You know what I mean? I often get tunnel vision, and I think am going a certain place, and to be able to expand that into a bigger a view of the world and a bigger view of myself, a bigger view of the people around me is always a good thing. So thank you.
I love that, Farmer Chad. No joke. I don't know if you can see this. These are giant beds. This guy is into it. And he taught me about bread, healthy bread. Bread's actually life-giving. So it's so much fun to see. You may start, let me just try this little green drink, or let me just try this little spray, or ooh, pay attention to these things, but just be open to the potential and the possibilities. So thank you for letting me disrupt your world, Chad, and Ashley and Jocelyn and Rita, Mary Beth, Colleen, the list goes on. Thank you for being open to the magic that's out there in the world, and looking truly for solutions. There's a lot of people that want to sit around and complain and be in pain, but let's get on with the living. It's a lot of fun, and there's no ceiling on this. So I just want to thank you all so much for your time being here today. Chad, I love your knee pads. That's legit farming work right there. And thank you for speaking to appreciating the people that help get all of these little pieces to us daily so we can live our best lives. So our life and our days are made up of all the elements that we are choosing. For me, this is the power of choice. So thank you for being here. And I would love to ask if there are any questions from anyone who's attending right now. Go ahead and jump off of mute. I got a sunny screen, but please shout out a question if you have it. We have some great support landing pages for people. This is our Nourish group. So if you do start to take in our nutrition, we will support you, be with you all the way through if that's what you want. We have resources to provide you. If anyone is interested, I think Rita threw a little quiz in the chat. This is a great starting point to see where you think you would dial in with nutrition. And whoever invited you to this call or this replay, that's your bridge. We're starting there, but there's so many people and places and resources available to you if and when you are ready to learn more, because this kind of stuff lights us up. So I just want to thank you all for your time, and please keep growing, keep sharing, and keep trusting, because there's great stuff out there. Thank you.
Thank you.